So what makes yours? You wouldn't create it, I'm hoping, if you didn't think it was great.
Yeah.
So the Ghost of Saffron.
So I partnered with a hot sauce company out of Tucson, Arizona. It's called High Desert, who makes my hot sauce.
Yep.
I'm not a hot sauce maker. So I never wanted to make a hot sauce because I thought that it was a conflict of interest. So if I'm reviewing hot sauces or tasting hot sauces on my channel and all of a sudden I have a line of them, then there's a bias there.
That's a move a lot of people make, though.
Yeah, and so I never wanted to make a hot sauce. And so even now, if I ever feature that brand on my channel, I always put a disclaimer and I say that High Desert makes my hot sauce. I just want to let you know that up front. I'm still going to give you my opinion on it, but he makes my hot sauce and I want people to know. Anyways.
You don't have to worry about that here today.
Exactly. There you go.
He's the only one we're talking
That's
about.
That's right. So when he was approached, I was like, he was like, his name is Zach. He's a wonderful human being. And he was like, I want to make a hot sauce with you. And I was like, that's great. Now, we can do that, but this is exactly what I want to do with the hot sauce. And if you are okay with these exact ingredients in there, like I wanted fire roasted ingredients, I wanted ghost peppers in it, I wanted Scotch bonnets in it because they're my two favorite peppers, and ghost peppers and Scotch bonnets have completely different burns going on with them. I wanted them to have avocado oil in there because I didn't want to have like an overprocessed oil that I wanted, and oil in hot sauce adds a really great mouthfeel to it. I wanted to have a super premium ingredient. Saffron is the most expensive, I think, like thing on the planet based on weight, and it just happens to be delicious. And I was like, can we put this in a bottle and still make it affordable? Because I don't want to charge people $20 a bottle of hot sauce. I want to make it a taco sauce because I'm obsessed with tacos. I love tacos. I think it's the perfect food. I mean, it's a plate, it's the fork, it's everything. You can just pick it up and eat it. It's amazing. And I think it'd be very popular. Are you okay with making a sauce that's more on the medium side and not just like burn your mouth off? Like, are you okay with all these things? And if you're okay with all this, then we can do this.
Did he say yes to all these things?
And he was completely on board. The saffron idea was actually his idea. I just wanted to have a really premium ingredient in there.
So is this guy fairly successful in the space? I know nothing about it.
Yeah. He was on Hot Ones a couple seasons ago. I'm trying to say like season 18 maybe with one of his tikka masala sauce.
So he's got cred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great hot sauce maker.
So he just says yes to all these things.
Yeah.
Why?
He sent me some of his sauces. He just kind of like, he sent me some of his sauces to hopefully feature on my channel, and then he just never left me alone from there. And he would always talk about the videos, talk about different, just talk about different like hot sauces that I was featuring or reviewing, and we just developed like a really good relationship, and he became a really good friend, and I can trust him too.
See, what's that mean? So you said he's a really good human.
Yeah, well, he used to be like he was a drug addict, a homeless drug addict, completely changed his life. He says his tagline is homeless to hot ones. And so he was like living on the streets, got himself cleaned up, and now he has a very successful hot sauce company. And he's got one of the best palates of anyone I've ever come across.
Maybe it was all the drugs.
Maybe. I don't know. Normally that goes the opposite direction. They destroy things.
Yeah, right.
But he's a very smart guy. He's got a great memory, and he's just got like an unbelievable like understanding of what needs to happen in a sauce. And so like we only made like 2 prototypes of the sauce before it was absolutely perfect.
That sounds rare for a product.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Seems like you should have 10 or 15 of them.
And that's the way it goes normally. And he's got a high level of respect within the hot sauce community, and he's known for making absolutely delicious sauces. And he doesn't cut corners.
That sounds like you come across as, and this isn't a negative, this is a positive. You come across as a creative.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I bet that process fed your creative ambitions and like how you just approach things.
Yeah.
If you were a part of the skateboarding brand Revive and you did these things, you're a guy that probably has a lot of ideas and thoughts.
Yeah, I like to release things, put things out,
right?
Do stuff.
But you execute on them.
Yeah.
Most people, it stops with the idea. Mm-hmm. I hear these people all the time. They're like, "Well, I'm an idea person." Well, you have some value, but you actually need the executor in your life, right?
Absolutely.
But you're able to do that. So I'm assuming that even though it's hot sauce and you love it, and something in 2017 fired off in you, it fed a creative need inside of you doing this.
Oh, of course. Everyone wants to make something that people enjoy, and and very thankfully, I was terrified to release this sauce. I have no idea how a YouTuber coming out with a hot sauce is going to do, and it did really well. I mean, the first batch sold out in minutes. The second batch sold out in seconds.
What's in a batch? How many of these bottles?
The first batch is real small.
A couple hundred bottles?
I think 400 or 500 bottles or something like that. The second batch was a few thousand. and it sold out immediately. So I'm just extremely thankful for that. And then we knew that people were going to ask for a hotter version, and so we made a hotter version. So we've got hotter Ghost of Saffron, and then we've released one other very micro batch sauce. It's called Cafe Mole. It's a coffee mole sauce, very niche, and because not even most people don't even know what a mole is.
Very hot.
No, it has a pepper called a chocolate butla in it, and it's like one of the hottest peppers on the planet, probably. And chocolate pods, this is me nerding out real quick. Chocolate pods are delicious. They don't look delicious at all because they're black or brown. They're very ugly looking peppers. They almost look like they're rotten because they're black or brown. And most people, when you see a pepper, you think of red pepper or like a yellow pepper or something. It's pretty. But these chocolate pods are generally very hot because they have a lot of oils inside of them, and those oils add an additional sense of heat. So let's just say the pepper is rated at 500,000 Scoville. It'll feel hotter than that 500,000 Scoville because of how much oil is in it. You can literally cut it open, and there'll be pools of oil inside of that pepper. And those peppers generally have like fruity flavors, and so they're absolutely delicious. They're just not very pretty. But yeah, that sauce is like very savory. It's got coffee notes. I mean, not many people know what a mole is.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know how well it was going to do, and it's a pain in the butt to make.
Why?
Tons of toasted ingredients. So you got to toast things, and then we used like a really high quality cold brew coffee, and it's got to soak for 24 hours. So normally a 1-day cook turns into a 2-day cook.
So it's like a passion project.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the bottle because it's so thick.
What was it, like 100 bottles or something? What was it?
I think we made 10 gallons of it, so I don't even know what the math is there. Maybe like 600, 700 bottles probably. Something like that.
What's the same size bottle?
Yeah.
So is this this looks like a bottle that sits on the table at a restaurant. So it's
Yep.
5 ounces.
5 ounce bottles is standard.
Is that it?
That's the standard.
Okay. Why?
Oh, that's a great question. I
Just happened?
I think it just happens like that. I think it's like a margin price point kind of situation. They fit in boxes, they ship correctly like that. Like that's the industry standard.
So is this the industry? I mean, Hot Ones is a tremendously successful channel. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What is it about spicy foods?
I mean, I think that you eat super hot stuff, it releases the same thing that like drug addicts have. Like you get an endorphin dump.
Okay.
You get a rush from eating spicy foods. And if it's more mild, maybe that rush is smaller, but it's feeding into some sort of like something inside of you that you're getting an endorphin rush.
There's real science behind this.
Oh, absolutely. And when you eat the truly hot stuff, like you can feel it. Like you get a very big sensation. Like my pinkies go numb. My feet go numb. The tops of my legs will go numb. Like I get like scatterbrained. Like
so you're like a hot sauce fiend.
You can't. I mean,
right? It's like you keep chasing the hot.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of that in the industry. A lot of people that like really eat the truly hot stuff. You'll see a lot of like recovering addicts and things like that. I think there's a big correlation there. It's a great industry.
Yeah.